I'm Larry Duchek, Information Officer with the Emergency Operations Center, and I'm here today with Incident Commander Daniel Klein. Our focus of discussion is an operational update on the Lladnar Creek fire south of Sparwood or west of Sparwood. We'll just kick things right over to you, and maybe you can just give us an update on the past 24 hours.
Yeah, thanks. So past 24 hours on the Lladnar Creek wildfire, that fire has continued to kind of grow along the ridge top between Lladnar Creek and the Elk River, highly visible. And that's just due to prevalent winds in that valley moving from south to north. It's pushing the fire along the ridge top. And then that fire is burning down slope slowly, and at certain points, visible to the community in Sparwood. That fire has come down to the BC Hydro transmission line that's there. And you can see it's just starting to finger up and down. So where it's steep and we have those ravine features and we have rolling debris and ember, that kind of stuff, you'll see these big fingers extend down from the main body of the fire. That's typical in steep terrain due to rolling debris, right? So that's what's starting to happen, starting to finger down. As it fingers down to the right-of-way, the transmission lines, we have BCWS crews that have pushed equipment guard. Those equipment guards are all along the base of the fire. They're starting to work to the south to where Lladnar Creek drains into the Elk River. They're working north above Sparwood Heights, looking to continue into Cummings Creek and really establish a control line above the whole community of Sparwood. As that fire comes down, crews are going to start some really small scale hand ignitions, and that's just a containment strategy. So as it comes down to the guard, we'll just burn some fuel off, make sure that the fire is really locked into mineral soil that the guard is on. And that's just going to be a continuous thing over the upcoming days and weeks. As the fire comes down to the guard, there'll be crews there doing some burning, making sure it's contained, and just holding this fire above the community. So ground crews are assisted by aviation. And those machines are just bucketing water on fire's edge to just slow the growth of fire coming downhill, wetting down the green, increasing relative humidity, just buying time for crews to get in there safely and make sure we're prepared as this thing comes downhill to manage it.
Super, and I think that's a really good message because it is so visible for people, when they're down at the bottom looking up at it. It can feel like it's very daunting, but it's good to know that you do have resources assigned and you are actively prioritizing it. So.
Yeah, totally. And we do have more structural protection crews that are in the area now. We have more BCWS crews that are in the area. We have a larger presence in that community now. And we will continue to reassess as the St. Mary's River fire is downsizing. We are prioritizing moving resources over to Lladnar Creek, and that's just going to continue for the next couple of days. So yeah, that's the operational update. It's a managed fire, and we need to manage it where it's safe to do so. And so it's going to be one of those things that grows along the ridge top, and as it comes down to safe places, we just are going to be prepared with machine guards and crews and aviation resources to really catch it where it's safe to do so, and making sure that we're having the structural protection staff in the community really looking after the homes and the residents and the neighborhoods and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I know it can be so important having that work done ahead of time. So if people see structure protection specialists or teams out in the area, they're doing those assessments so that they can be best prepared should they need to roll out or act further. So it's a very good thing, and you may see them in the neighborhood if you are in that Sparwood area, people out and about, and that's part of the preparedness and planning that's going on around this fire. Is there anything else that you wanted to add in today's update on Lladnar Creek?
Yeah, the last thing would be that we are putting in an area restriction on that fire. The area restriction is just to prevent public access into our work site and make sure that there is no blocking access and egress for our crews, and that there's no interruption for crews. And a lot of that's just a public safety thing. We set these area restrictions because of safety concerns we have, and making sure that crew operations and aviation operations, all that kind of stuff, aren't in conflict with people that are in the area. So if you could help us out by making sure that we're trying to adhere to that, it definitely makes our operation more efficient, and it's a safety thing. We want to make sure that the public aren't at risk of any hazards that we face in the workplace. So that should be coming in at some point today, and just hoping that people can respect that.
Absolutely, that would be something that should be easy for all of us to abide by. And if you want to see a copy of the area restriction or the maps, once they come out, they will be posted on the Wildfire of Note page, which is on bcwildfire.ca. That's the best source for up-to-date information. And also perimeter maps are being loaded there of the fire when they can. There was one loaded late yesterday. So that's just a really good place for you to get information on this fire. But the big thing about, I think, these fires, what I've learned over my years of doing this is that knowledge and information can really help. So when you see something and you don't know what's going on, it can be very scary. But having you here and explaining what's going on and some of the strategies that are underway, I'm sure is going to be very helpful for people. So I'm very grateful for your time, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for joining us.